There we are. We're live. Hello.
Get ready for the Festa. What is up, Eurovision fam? So good to see you back for this week's stream.
Hmm. Yes, yes, yes. Let me go ahead and make us bigger here. So, yes, everyone, welcome to this week's stream.
Hmm.
Today we have topics we're going to be discussing. Um, like the
Different
fact that
topic.
I know, like the fact that voting's changed for Eurovision.
Hmm.
Trying to adjust this camera to be on me.
Yeah, yeah. That's the probably the most prolific discussion I've seen around for this last week.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
Hmm.
that's the one that's going to be talk like that we have had to discuss really intensely
Hmm.
for the last week or so. And then after that, we've got some updates with Junior, like as far
Hmm.
as participating in the contest goes. And we've got the artist from Malta, Eurovision Song Contest, which is
Hmm.
their national final. And then we have our reviews of four junior songs. We're going to be talking about Malta, UK, North Macedonia, and the Netherlands. So we've got a lot to
Yes,
discuss.
indeed, indeed.
Yeah,
So,
so
do
to
you want to like
talk about.
go ahead and just get us started about like what this whole new rule change means for the semifinals and this online voting?
Oh, of course, of course, of course, of course. So let's go ahead and start with that. So basically, what this is that with the semifinals, we are going to have it be 100% televote who decides
Hmm.
who qualifies. So the jury is only going to be there for the actual final. And
Hmm.
with the televote, we are going to be allowing to see, or well, online, we'll have people who don't participate in Eurovision who are allowed to vote. So we're going to have more countries kind of putting in their 2 cents.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of perspectives I've seen on this new rule change. So, if anyone in the Eurovision community kind of is familiar with whenever a new rule or a new process of conducting the show is released, it can tend to be pretty unpopular. And I am
Yeah.
seeing a lot of unpopularity with this new rule change. But I don't necessarily see a consistent theme for why it's unpopular. I'm seeing a couple different reasons why people think it could be a bad idea. But what are some of your thoughts on the rule change for Liverpool, starting in Liverpool?
Well, my thing is, I don't think it's going to really affect too much in Liverpool itself, other
Hmm.
than who might qualify.
Hmm.
Um, but it doesn't have enough. It's not like it's going to have enough time to really affect this year's contest. For it to be
Hmm.
like really dramatic or anything like that. Um, the thing is, like the public's going to have more sway. My biggest fear is that we go back to the way it was back in the oddies, which is like a lot of stuff that was just those
We
contests are hard to
announced
sit through.
like 10 qualifiers in a matter of like 15 seconds.
Well, it's not even that. It's like when you go through the qualifiers from that time period, there was a lot of stuff getting through that really shouldn't have been getting through.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, Now I feel like someone did point out the Eurovision contest has changed dramatically since then, and that's
Hmm.
100% true.
Absolutely.
But like I just get that still that nervous feeling about how it was then. Um, but then I'm like, well, 2009 was a really good year. And then 2009, it was 9 qualifiers were public only vote, and one
Hmm.
qualifier was saved by the jury.
Yeah.
So, like, that's kind of what I'm looking at it with.
Hmm.
And, like, the another
Yeah.
pro of
Yeah.
it, another pro is like the fact that this cuts back on the jury shenanigans like we had last year.
In specific regard to the jury shenanigans of last year.
Exactly. Like this is a good response to that. It's not getting rid of the juries completely, which we don't need. We need the juries as far as I'm concerned.
Mhm.
They're
Mhm.
there for a reason. They need to be there. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like with the whole entire fiasco in mind from last year, the the live Eurovision that I went to, witnessing
Oh
that
my
in the
gosh.
audience and just like, huh? Like the collective confusion, why these entries got through only to have to deduce the fact that the public didn't vote for 2 entries in the final that
Mhm.
ultimately made it, that puts a better taste in my mouth. I want to say, like, that recently just happening, moving into this new rule change, I'm welcoming it. I'm conditionally welcoming it because oh, sorry guys, like I'm still sick. If I'm still hoarse, it's because I'm getting over something. But as I was saying, I'm welcoming this. I'm saying, yeah, let's try it out. There's not a ton that can be changed up to this point, like you were saying, and the entries are going to be the entries. It's not going to be the most different change of rules. I wouldn't even say it's as different as like the transition into 2016 rule change. It is relatively minor, and
Yeah.
they're going to be opening it up to an international audience, meaning that we from outside of Eurovision participating countries are going to get the chance to vote. That's cool, but I am also
Yeah.
seeing some rhetoric against people from outside the world voting in a Eurovision contest because of the what is it? We give 12 points,
Yeah. It's
something like
basically
that.
gonna be
Yeah,
like a
it's
1 through
exactly,
12. It's a set of 1 through 12. Like,
yeah,
it honestly, it doesn't make that big of a difference. It really
it
doesn't.
does. I,
And it
yeah, I
gives
was thinking
you,
that it's 12 points.
yeah, it's 12 points. Also, they broke down like the voting percentage in the final. It's gonna be like 50.6% of the vote will be televote, including that little, like, that's only 0.6% of the overall amount will be that international awarding points. Also, I've known this was coming. I didn't know it was coming this soon, but Junior's been doing it for what, 3, 4 years now. I knew it
Mhm.
was going to be implemented at the adult contest. They make little changes with the way things work at junior, and if it goes well, then they implement it at adult.
Wow,
So
you
it's
see
another
that
reason
we,
to
we
watch
found your
junior.
formula.
Honestly, I was thinking, okay, they're gonna wait until like Sweden hosts again, and when Sweden has
Mhm.
another hosting, they'll come and bring this rule out because like it seems like rule changes happen on Sweden's watch, like when Sweden's hosting the contest.
Oh,
So I was just
yeah.
like, okay, we'll just like wait a few years when Sweden hosts again. That's when we'll get the televote, the online voting option.
Mhm.
Um, I was wrong about that part, but I knew it was coming at one point or another.
So, do you think if they have enough pull from the international audience to kind of like constitute that 0.6%, they're going to increase the margin of that point,
No, I
or they're
think
going to increase the amount of points?
no, I think it's fine. I think it's just like keeping it
Mhm.
at 12 is reasonable. That's just like a online vote. You could even just call it
Mhm.
the online vote. You don't have to call it like international or anything like that. And
Yeah,
there's no reason to increase that. Keep it as is. There's no reason to change that amount.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Okay.
unless there's shenanigans somehow, but I doubt it. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
they're very good at like crushing the shenanigans before we actually get into the points.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there are sometimes shenanigans get through, but that's
Yeah,
just
like all of
people being
last year
shitty.
in Turin.
I'm not gonna say. I'm
Shenanigans
not gonna
just
say
ruled
all of
that
Shrek.
entire show.
Just redo it, guys. We gotta watch. We have to redo semifinal two completely.
Hmm.
Um,
But that's about the rule change, you guys. Don't forget to tell us about what you think about the rule change too.
yeah. So comment from Augusto Dominguez. I just hope my country, the Dominican Republic, is included in that list of countries eligible for that online televote.
I hope so too.
Um,
Why? Like, if they're opening it up internationally, who's going to be excluded? That's a very good question.
I would assume everyone can get in.
Yeah,
Honestly, my
right.
best bet is that you could probably get in even like if you're living in a country that participates in Eurovision. You could probably put your
Mm,
votes into. Like, I can't imagine. And if they do, just get a VPN. Um, download Opera.
we're used to that.
I use Opera. It has a built-in VPN on it.
Mhm.
I also pay
I
for a
use
VPN though too.
NordVPN,
We're
which
not
means yeah, I'm
sponsored.
paying 12.95. Oh yeah, we're not sponsored by the way. Like if we've mentioned any companies in the past, I'm cutting off that sponsorship deal now. That never happened.
I mean, yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things where like, yeah, get like I use Opera. It's just a web browser and it has
Hmm.
a built-in one.
Get your
Now,
VPNs and stuff figured out in case that we run into another issue of them geo blocking everything, which I mean, we're used to at this point.
okay, so if they geo block you, Just so everyone knows, usually Germany's broadcaster lets you watch if you live in a country that's geo-blocked. You can watch live on Germany's broadcaster. Sweden's broadcaster will let you watch. And Iceland. Iceland actually also has English commentary for all 3 shows. So,
wow. Would you look at that?
RUV has an English broadcaster who does the 3 shows in English for you to watch.
I love RUV.
Yeah, I've been watching them since 2019. I've liked using their stream. Because I like having commentary, and I like their commentator. He's pretty solid. Now, there are some other things I kind of wanted to talk about with this televote. Well, with the fact that in the final, it's going to be, in the semis, it's televote only. And that is some songs that would have qualified that did not.
Yep. Woo!
Do you have any you want to bring up in particular? Because I got a list here.
So, okay, when me and the boyfriend went to Turin, we like our 2 winners were Albania and Cyprus. So, like his winner was Albania, mine was Cyprus. And what were we both at the end of like the semifinals? Upset. And why were we upset? Because they didn't go through. And why didn't they go through? Because of the juries.
Yep. So
that's it. Like that's the end of the story.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah. If this would have happened last year, neither one of you would have been sad.
Yeah, for the first live show ever.
Yeah, I'm like just looking here at some other ones that didn't make it through.
A lot of my personal favorites from the last couple years actually didn't make it through because of the jury knockdown.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, I have a whole list. Onirumu from like Greece.
Yes.
What year was that? I'm still shocked that they didn't qualify. I thought that was sailing through to the final.
I thought that was getting a top 5 result. I thought it was going for top 5.
Oh my gosh. Now, oh my gosh, Fire of Love from Poland. I absolutely love that song.
I like it now. It took me years and years.
No, I loved it to begin with.
And
like that didn't qualify. I think that was more than just like the televote though. Like that was like there was a mistake made or something when they broke, like when someone went and looked at the voting and stuff. So, but like you know what, that would have been
went down in the middle of the show or something.
Yeah, like that one though would have qualified and good. It deserved to be there. I mean, like it didn't qualify by 1 point. It was so close. Then there's like
the Lions supposed to be a qualifier.
Yep, that was one on the list that would have qualified. Here's 2 songs I can't stand that didn't qualify the same year that other people seem to love: Apollo and Verona.
Don't hate on them though. I mean, like Verona's cute and Apollo's good. And I will die on this hill. Apollo was my winner. Before I was like truly in the Euro fandom, I was like, wow, this song, it's giving me Leona. I'm taking it.
I called both of them not qualifying the day they were selected. As the national final was happening, I was like, oh, those 2 like Estonia's not qualifying, Switzerland's not qualifying.
We didn't even get the yellow dress. Like, we didn't even get the yellow dress and like tropical smoothie staging that we were going to get. And you already were like, no, not going to qualify.
Yep. And I will die on this hill. Apollo sounds like a car commercial. And
no, it does not. It does not.
I'm gonna edit a video because like every time I say this to somebody, I'm like, go play Apollo, play a car commercial at the same, like play the song, play a car commercial, and then come back and tell me what I'm wrong.
I mean, I would get behind a better defense if I actually liked the rest of Time Bell's music. I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm that's
now
it.
if you want to just make me, I can embarrass myself with two songs I really liked that I feel like no one else was into that would have qualified. If you want to just completely trash me. Okay, ready? Aina Moon Pitaa. That was Finland 2015. Freaking love that song. That was so good. And like it didn't qualify, but it would have. That's my opinion. You could trash me on because I feel like I'm the only one that has. Like I know me. I'm one of like 3 people who had that song in their top 5.
You're the only one with an opinion, really.
Yeah.
That I know. I've never talked about that song with anyone except you, and it's because you like it.
I love that song. And Samo Championi, oh my gosh, that was another banger. Did not qualify.
I keep forgetting Samo Championi didn't qualify. Like it just
I
strikes
know,
me as
right?
like a top 10 of that year. It just
Yeah.
hits me as that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like that, just like Samo Championi, like I love that one. And like it didn't qualify. I don't understand how it didn't qualify, but I guess it was because the juries don't appreciate art.
They don't typically go after a non-traditional sound, or I mean, at least that's what was demonstrated.
Well, they don't go. That would be not going for a traditional sound. But okay. Anyways, so that's kind of like the rule changes. Some things around surrounding the voting changes. Do you have anything else you
Hey,
wanted to add to that?
no, I mean, like at the end of the day, yeah, like I'm staying optimistic about it. It's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be as bad as everyone thinks it is. Just chill out. We're gonna get a show where we as the audience have a better chance of deciding who's going to be through to the final, which I mean, especially after last year, is going to be a better look. So yeah,
Yeah,
stay optimistic, you guys. Stay optimistic.
and less shenanigans. So, do you want to go
Mhm.
ahead and talk about the announcement we got out of Armenia this week?
Armenia. Yeah, give me just 1 second over here. Armenia. What do you mean Armenia?
So, Rosalind and Alina will be participating
Oh
in the
yeah,
junior.
they're gonna be an interval act, you guys. Rosalind and Molena snapping 1, 2, kami kami. You know what the deal. I mean, like the funny thing is, their styles are just so polar different from each other. You know what I mean? Because like when I think of Molena, I think like, oh yeah, like ethereal clubby jam, and it sounds super like modern, refined. And Rosalind, like I have more of an association of like acoustic, melodic, like
Mm-hmm.
campfire-y kind of sound. So I mean, like, what are they going to be singing together? I wasn't able to see like what they're going to be singing together, but I would be interested to find out. Oh, it looks like Lily jumped out for a bit, but that is okay, you guys. So yeah, we're going to be getting the 20th place from Turin. I'm still horribly sick as a dog, you guys. But Rosalind's coming back and singing with Milena at Junior Eurovision in Yerevan for an interval act. I'm really excited to see what that entails, really. But moving on for the time being, we have
Sorry,
Malta
he got in
Eurovision.
anyways. He got in anyways. I thought it was
Oh, you
safe.
guys. Anyways, we have a jailbreaker, everyone.
Yeah, I think we have one. Who is this? Yeah, that's him. Sorry.
Oh, good. I was just about to transition us over into MESC.
Yes, so we have the artist that will be participating in MESC.
Mhm.
1 second, why I
We have a lot of returnees, you guys, but I mean, Malta is a small country with just a couple 100,000 people. Of course, we're gonna have returnees.
every year we have returnees. It's Malta. So
Mhm.
yes, I guess there's a lot. There's 40 because this is going to be four quarterfinals,
Quality
and
television. Quality television.
oh, I can't wait. I missed the tent. I'm happy the tent's going to get used a few nights because she deserves
Yes.
it. She deserves it. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go over people participating. So, first up, Aiden. He's back. Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
He's not gonna give up until he's through. He's not gonna
I
give up
mean,
until he's through.
if you want to talk about someone who's not going to give up until they're through, we can just skip to another name on the list, which is Jessica, because
Kaleidoscope. Wow, that song is a
Jessica, this
bop.
will
I
be,
don't
I think,
care.
her ninth time trying to represent Malta.
And the thing is, she succeeded. Like she
No,
made it. She went all the way to Lisbon, you guys.
this will be her 11th time trying to represent Malta.
Is she still a,
No,
a
12th.
kindergarten teacher?
I don't know because it's like 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 22, 12. It's we have 12 trying. I don't know if she's still a kindergarten teacher. But that's the thing I like about Eurovision and like these national finals because you get people participating in them who like have day jobs.
Yeah, they have day jobs.
And it's always it's just so refreshing. But yeah, let's just go back down the list. We've said Aiden, we've said Jessica. Andre, I don't remember him. I'm sure he's
Not
participated
familiar.
before. Bradley DeBono. Then we have Brooke, Cheryl Balzan, Chris Gretsch, Christian Audrig, Clintus, Dan, Dario. When I hear Dario, I think of an old Italian band from the Audis that no one else has heard of.
I think of my hairdresser.
Okay, there was a band I used to listen to called Dario. They were my introduction into Italian pop punk.
Oh, nice.
Dario Bazzini, Bazzina, I'm sorry. Dominic and Anna, Alina Gomez Blanco, Fabrizio Finello, who he's represented Malta twice at Eurovision, and his sister, of course, also represented Malta.
Another summer night.
Yep. Francesca Scriberas, Gio De Bono, then Giada, Greta Tude, Haley, Jake, James Lewis. Sorry, 1 second, I have to sneeze. You want to keep reading the list? It's going to be a minute.
At this way.
Jason Scary. We already mentioned Jessica. Sean Galea. Christy. Klinsman. Lindsay. Maria Christina. Maria De Bono. There's a lot. There's something like 4 last names in Malta, I swear. Henri Claire. Mark Anthony Bartolo. Matt Black is back. Do with that as you will. Maxine Pace. Mike. Nathan, Ryan Hill, Stefan. Stefan has 2 songs. And then the Busker, which kicked their band.
Okay, really quickly, I'm just small interjection. Okay, Maltese artists, can you come up with something that's just not your first name?
Honestly, I think
I would love an artist name. Come on, like if you can send a song to your national selection to compete for Eurovision, please do more than just a first name.
I mean,
I invite that.
I mean, like with Malta, like I said with Malta, there's like only a couple. Like there's so many. Like you see a lot of Maltese last names over and over again. It's like Korea. Like I just swear, someone made a joke, which was like on the Korean because what was that's happening? It's soccer. But what's it called? FIFA. Thank you. The Korean FIFA team. Half the players have the last name Kim. Like literally, their whole defensive line is all named Kim, and like on their offensive side of the team, there's 3 Wongs. It's like basically just most of the team shares a last name, but it's like it just made me laugh because it's like where I'm from, we have a lot of Korean people, so like at graduation there'd be a chunk of like 30 people with the last name Kim, 30 people with the last name Wong. 30 people.
I actually found out that like they have to geographically deduce where like you're using that name from. So it's just like, oh yeah, like this is like the Kims from like this area of Busan, or like the Kims from like this area of Seoul, or something like that. They actually have to talk about like where geographically
now, you know what
brand.
You know what? But because the opposite of that is like Thailand. In Thailand, if you're not related to someone, you don't have the same last name as them. Like you can't have multiple families with the same last name, which I find to be less confusing. Because the only other people I know with the same last name as me, they're from Buffalo, New York, and I can't be associated with that. Just
I want to learn about Buffalo, New York.
No, you don't. Sorry. Off topic. So yeah, we have Alina Gomez Blanco. She represented Malta at Junior Eurovision in 2019. Yes. Which is fun. I have that under my gusto. And yeah, is there anyone like you're looking forward to? Anything else like that?
I'm curious to see what Fabrizio has to bring. Okay, so Jessica, I typically like her entries. I know that's like divisive to say, but she's fun. I like her. Aiden, I'm also interested to see because he seems like he's doing something relatively different every year. I didn't like Ritmu, I'll be honest, that was not my vibe. But
I liked Ritmo
I'm
as a song. I just didn't get the staging.
the only way he was able to get that far is because it's Maltese. I'm sorry.
You know what? That's okay. At least it was different.
Matt Black is like I really want to see what's gonna go on there. Did you mute yourself right now? Did you just mute yourself?
Oh god,
Okay,
yeah,
so
I
Matt
did.
Black, you guys. If you remember, he was like standing on stage, like it's Matt Black. He like laughed, and then 3 minutes was over. So, yeah, like this is quality television. I love the Maltese
I
selection.
love the Maltese national final. It's so
the Maltese
good.
selection.
What
It
teams do you
is just like
have?
if you want good, camp, funny, and then occasionally talented TV, watch MESC.
Everyone can sing though, so
It
I wouldn't
will-
even say occasionally talented. Everyone can sing. It's worth watching because the vocals are there. But like, it's
But
so good.
can the stage organizers keep up? Is the question.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Like, did they just hire the dancers last year, the night before?
Yeah,
Because
because I mean, like the
I
choreography. That'll be one thing that we absolutely need to pay the closest attention to this MESC. It's just like, when did you hire your dancers?
because like they were if it's like they have a limited number of dancers. They've got to memorize a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I'm not trying to be down on them in any way. It's just one of those things where like it just felt like they were just hired recently, and so they hadn't had a chance to really practice.
But this is what makes it so entertaining. Like,
Oh, I know, I love it. It's the best.
they just it doesn't matter how much they try, it's going to be great.
Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, from Malta, adult Malta national final, we're gonna head on over to the
So come with me. Yes.
JESC reviews.
We're
And we're going to kick
heading
it off
over
with Malta.
to
But before we talk about Malta, let's break down our criteria for how we decide our feelings here. Do you want to go ahead and explain that?
Yeah, so just reminding you guys about the 7 criteria that we 6 criteria, I guess now. That was weird. I thought there were 7, but the 7 ways that we 6 ways that we critique these songs are based on its lyrical content, production and genre, if it has any unique elements, how well can it be performed live, would we stream the song, and would your 10-year-old self bop to this? So let's get right into it. Diamonds in the Sky, Gaia Gumbuzza.
I mean, talk about your girl Gaia. It sounds like she maybe should have gotten past 1, 2, 3 to like 4, 5, 6 to help you out with remembering numbers. But yes, we're gonna start off with Gaia.
You know what? Talk your ish all you want, because she will slay. Like, she will slay the second she's on that stage. I mean, given there wasn't a ton done with that dance break when it was first performed live, I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah. It's gonna get polished. It's gonna get put together. So first criteria is lyrical content. I still
this song
feel
has like 5 words.
Yeah, I still feel the way I feel about the lyrics of this one, which is like it's very juvenile lyrically speaking. It's just there's certain lines in it that I can't excuse. This is just so basic.
Use.
I mean,
is there one line in particular where it's just like, no?
So 1, 2, 3, follow me or come with me. It's so easy.
ABC.
ABC. Yeah, no. 1 second.
Yeah, it's a hit for the club, everyone. Diamonds in the Skies, and like the like the honest part is I can't even really say that much to help bolster the fact the lyrics are literally like 5 words long at some points. This isn't a song where you're meant to be listening for the lyrics. The lyrics don't matter in this song. It's a dance song.
Exactly. The lyrics have no purpose. They serve no reason to be there other than you have to have lyrics in a Eurovision song. And also the fact that like Gaia is a great performer. She really sings this extremely well. And yeah, like she really does sing this very, very well. And I want to make that abundantly clear that she's a great performer. because she sold the song in its previous iteration, and with this updated like sound to it in production, she sells it even more here. So I have no doubt in her being able to do this live at Junior.
All right, so let's get into production and genre. What do you have to say about like how the song was produced or the type of song it is? For me, I would say that like the type of song it is, it's like post disco moving in like a Disney Channel kind of direction, but with flavor.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see that there. I'm not muted.
Like
Yeah, I can see
it's
that.
giving me like 2010 Disney Channel, which is exactly the era that I was watching it. So
Yeah, I mean, it's a dance song. I like the fact that it's like a dancey, upbeat song, and I think that works. Because with this genre, you don't have to have deep lyrics. That was kind of my point that I was trying to tie in with the lyrical content and the production. The production's clean, it's crisp, it's clear, it's good production. It's just that it's kind of like, childish.
yeah, if there's one thing, it isn't a ton risky. Like I do feel like it does
Yeah.
follow kind of a formulaic aspect when it's in terms of its overall production.
Yeah. Yeah, like if it took more risk, that would be nice to see. But it doesn't have to be risky. Sometimes you just need a song with a good dance beat and simple lyrics to get you through your day. And and I have nothing but positive things to say about that because that's plenty of what I listen to. And do you want to talk about like, can it be performed live? Of course it can. She came up through a national final. Oh, we didn't talk about unique elements.
Unique elements. Okay, so the word skies plural.
That's because we're dancing on a bunch of different planets, baby.
I know, but the thing is, like, a lot of songs are trying to do that this Junior Eurovision. Like, this isn't the only song that's heading in that direction. So I'm like, that can't be the unique element.
You know what? I'll say this. Space is really cool, okay? I used to be a space kid. I used to be a space kid. So, like, this is on board with me because it's like, yeah, space is cool. So anything that gives me space imagery, you already are like one level up for me.
And like spacey music too, like that is in in nowadays.
Yeah, so maybe we can get like a Interstellar 555, but like of Junior songs. I'd be down for that.
That would be fun. I don't know if this song out of the lineup though to get a spacey 555s. Maybe.
But yeah,
I want to be surprised by Malta. Like I love this song, but I'm also waiting for a surprise.
We might get that with the staging.
Because that's 8 measures of a dance break. 8 measures.
She comes out of a UFO. Like, do you remember that Finland's national final? What was it, 2-3 years ago? With the song "I Love You," and they were like aliens in a spaceship, and like
Oh wow! I wonder how they're doing because that was fun. That was
was great.
I love them.
That was my winner that year, but I feel like I was the only one on that side. But yeah, no, I think it's fine. And then
would we stream?
Yes, I would stream this because, like I said, sometimes all you need is a dance beat and some lyrics that just get you through the beat, and this is what this does for me, and I find it enjoyable. How about you? I already know it's your winner, so.
Yes. And I would have streamed it when I was 10 years old.
Exactly, same, because dancey, upbeat, 10-year-old me likes that, and it's space themed. 10-year-old me loves space.
It also has a Europoppy like sound. Like it sounds Europop. Like,
yeah, it does.
That my 10-year-old self would have been so drawn into.
Oh yeah, no, totally. So I'm sorry, my notes are cut off to the side. That's why I keep looking there. Okay. But yeah, no. Malta. Those are our feelings about Malta. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the United Kingdom. And
when you want it.
Oh my gosh.
Dang, you guys.
So
we are moving from Dance Jam to Dance Jam.
Yep. Lose My Head, presented by Freya, Skye. I am so sorry. Give me a second.
It's all right. I could start talking about it. So, lyrically, this song, it tells a little bit more of a story. There's a little bit more of a story to the song. It's like you're a wrecking ball in a house of cards falling one by one, and like what is it? On a rainy day looking through the glass, that was all it took. Like every verse starts with like a line to a story, and then the rest of the verse kind of like is descriptive of kind of just like the interaction or just like the intense moment that happens next. But following that, we get into this chorus, or we get into the pre-chorus that has a very like strong melody, and it also has kind of like a bit of a consequential aspect to the verse lyrics that were prior to it. You like the attention, never learn your lesson, all the consequences, that's all on you. It's kind of messed up. You try to impress, but I got 20 seconds until I lose it. Yeah, and then we jump into the clubbiest of the clubbiest beats that we have heard so far this junior Eurovision. I like the lyrics, but I remember when you, Lily, said way, way, way prior when we first got the song that that it does feel like the song is quite wordy. I do notice that as
Yeah,
well.
it's very wordy. My other issue is the lyrics are quite mature.
Mm,
Especially for a children's song contest. I had
I can,
mentioned
yeah,
before, when we were talking about Spain. Oh, one second again. Sorry.
yeah. When we were talking about Spain, about how like this child is singing to a señorita
Yeah,
about how he
about
needs her
and
corazón.
here it's like a child singing about a breakup. I mean, you could also, I guess, portray it as being about like a friendship with somebody who's like not the best person for you to be around. But like it
But the
just has
lyrics
this
don't
like
give that.
the lyrics give me breakup song. And like
Mm,
it's quite mature lyrically speaking. You could give this to basically any pop singer and they would be able to, like, adult pop singer, and it wouldn't seem too childish for them. So I just don't like how
mm.
adult it is lyrically. I do like the wordplay though. Like we're keeping
Lose
up
my
that
head.
theme of like Queen of Hearts,
Oh,
cards, Wonderland kind of ties in with the Queen of Hearts and Wonderland. Lose
I
the
love
head,
that.
off with their head. Like I like that wordplay that we have going throughout the whole song, but it
Mm.
just seems like it's too mature for Junior. And that's my biggest issue with the lyrical content.
Oh.
Like if this was being sung by someone 16 or older, I wouldn't have that problem.
Mm. But this is a junior Eurovision entry, so
Yeah, and also,
yeah.
but I don't know because it's not as distracting as it is with Spain because little boys, the voices drop.
Mhm.
Girls, you tend to have the same voice, like your voice matures a little bit, but I my voice has matured a little, but like between the ages of like I don't know how old Freya is. Is she like 12, 14?
I don't
Somewhere
know.
around there. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, her voice, it's not as distracting because this could be the voice of an adult woman, just because of the fact that, like, as a woman, your voice doesn't really change that much.
Mhm.
Um, but it's weird. It's just like I'm conflicted because I don't like these lyrics at Junior. However, it's not as distracting as it is for another country, or like
Yeah.
if she was a boy, it wouldn't be as distracting.
I can get that, yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
it
So
bothers me as much per se, but then again, I mean, like, I wasn't really hearing the lyrics the first time I got into this song. It was way about like the beat. Like that was the first thing I felt immediately when I got into the song. I mean, it wasn't
yeah,
until that we devolved into like analyzing the lyrics that I was like, oh yeah, like this has some mature elements, but that wasn't the
yeah.
first glaring thing to me.
No, same. Like the very first time I listened to the song, the first thing I noticed was the beat. And I
Mm,
also noticed like it sounded very wordy the first time I listened to it, which is a bit awkward for English.
mhm.
Like when you have songs that are very wordy, just because it's a little awkward. We're gonna ignore that. Um, and
But I
then
mean, like I feel like I'm warmed up to it now.
yeah,
I'm
I
warmed up to how wordy it is.
my feelings about the wordiness completely disappeared upon like the third time I heard the song. I'm like, oh, this isn't that
Mm,
bad. And
mhm.
then from there we have like production wise, it's dancey, it's solid, it sounds modern, it sounds fresh, it sounds like what you'd want to have from a British pop number in the
It's post
2020s.
Kamikami though. Like we would not have this song without Kami Kami. Like I feel that. I don't feel like the
At
UK
Junior,
just had this in their
yes.
back
I think
pocket.
with Junior, we're entering an era where it's okay to bring us something that's a little more pop mature,
Mhm.
production wise. So yeah, I can see that post Kami Kami comparison. But I mean, it sounds like a British pop song, and I mean, I like it when a song tells you where it's from, and
Mhm.
this tells you it's from the UK.
Yeah, it does. It's patriotic, which I wasn't really expecting for their comeback entry, but unique elements. Is there? I agree with everything you said about production and genre. It's
Yeah.
clubby, it's dancey, it's nice to listen to.
I think the wordplay, I really enjoy that a lot.
The
I
wordplay
think
is
that's
sick. It is
yeah.
sick.
I think that's like probably the thing that makes it stand out the most for me is that wordplay.
For me, I think the thing that makes it stand out most to me is the choreography. I feel like the choreography is quite unique.
Oh yeah, no, like and like the British have a lot of really talented dancing kids. They really
Mhm.
well and truly do. And like this could really be like a good big moment.
Mhm.
And I think like if this does decently, that we'd be seeing the UK stick around at Junior.
Yeah, I hope so. This is very promising up to this point.
Yeah. And then the next thing is, oh my gosh, can it be performed live? Yes. There was a live performance of it on a charity
Mhm.
show. Freya was great.
Yeah.
The choreography was good. It looks like they kept the same theme they had from the music video for that
The
performance,
outfits.
and I hope they keep that with Junior as well. That we keep the same kind of
I
thing
do
going.
think just a tad of polishing, but she could definitely take care of that in like the
Oh
days
yeah,
leading up to it. Because I
we've
mean,
still got
like,
what?
yeah, that was the first live that she did, and she managed to hit the high note. She got all of her like steps right. She's got this, but I mean, like, yeah, the first live is not going to be quite the same as by the time we are in Yerevan and seeing it like the final show there with the acoustics and with the staging setup that the EBU brings. So, whew, goodness, as you can tell, it's almost time for my medication, you guys. But would we stream the song? Absolutely. Yeah, and my
Yeah,
10-year-old self
100%. I
would
would
stream the
stream this
song
in a
too.
heartbeat.
Yeah,
Not only would I like stream this, my child self would stream this as well.
yeah, same. Like no disparity there. I would have loved this as a kid, just like I love it as an adult. Ah, goodness gracious. So yeah, that takes care of the United Kingdom. Uh, should we move
Sorry.
on to? We have two more countries.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
with the UK, I would have liked it as a kid. Yeah. Let's go ahead and go on. Sorry, I thought I was safe. I thought I locked the door tight enough. So let's go ahead and let's talk about. Uh, let's talk about North Macedonia.
Životot před mene.
So
Okay,
yep, the
so
name of the song is Životot pred mene, by
yeah,
Lara featuring Jovan and Irina. And
the lyrics. Ooh,
I love the lyrics.
guys, these lyrics, like it's so scandalous. I mean, it's not often anymore that we get a junior Eurovision song that's like trying to be gossipy in a fun way. But this one is like, oh, like he put up an Insta post and my friend showed it to me, and he's saying that I'm his girlfriend. I'm telling him, no, I am not setting my life up for love. It is too soon.
Yeah, yeah. Um, lyric lyrically, this is like a nice contrast to the UK's entry, because the UK's entry is
Sips
kind
my
of really
tea.
mature. This one also is mature, but it's mature in a way that like children think they're mature. It
Yeah.
feels like his kids will go, oh, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm not old enough for that. Like, because you know, like people like to force their heteronormativity on kids and go like, oh, you have a boyfriend. It's like, no, I don't. I don't have a boyfriend because I'm like setting up my life for like success.
I have my life
And
ahead of me.
exactly. I love it. It's like a drug PSA kind of song at the
It's
same time
tea.
too. It's so cute. I love the
It is.
lyrics. I like the fact that this isn't like focused on starting a relationship because they're
Mhm.
kids. So it's nice to have a song where it's kind of like, I can't believe this guy did this. It's so wrong. And it's also like setting up
Mhm.
boundaries, which is nice to have in
Yeah.
a pop song. And it's nice to have young girls setting boundaries and saying, no, you're not going to disrespect me. Like I have nothing but positive things to say about this song lyrically. Like it's
Mhm.
just,
Like,
it's great.
it's so I love the attitude. I love the fact that we have one song finally that's just like, no, you can't mess with me because like I'm deciding to have my own life and like be independent from this because you're not
Yeah.
gonna put that on me. Like that is
Yeah.
so cool. We didn't get any kids media like that. Like when I was
No,
growing up, that was nearly
not
as
at
good.
all. No, I love this. I like the fact, and like the kid Jovan, he's basically playing the villain of the song because when
Mhm.
his verse
He
comes
has
in,
like
he's
3
like,
lines.
and his 3 lines are still him trying to neg these two girls. We're like, nope, not gonna happen. Um, it's really cute. I like this one a lot. Real quick, Gusto Dominguez, North Macedonia is adorable and teen. These girls are sassy, lol. 100%, like so
Mhm.
good. It's like I think is this also kind of goes into protection as well. I kind of want to lead in with that,
Yeah.
based off that comment because it's giving me Disney Channel, Nickelodeon in a good way.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like I
Heyday or
have,
heyday.
yeah, like this is good Nickelodeon and Disney. It's like in my head, I'm like, okay, because like musically speaking, it sounds like a few different genres kind of put together and a few
Mhm.
different songs kind of put together. So like to me, it kind of has this era of
Teen Beach
this is what
movie.
I like, this is what you like, this is what you like. How do we make this group project work? And it works. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I said that before. I like the fact that it sounds like a mashup of different pieces because it gives
Mhm.
you this like in my head. I have a whole. My thoughts are basically episode of a kids show, group project put together by a teacher. They don't get along at first, but then they all
They
realize what they
win the
bring to the
contest.
table. Exactly. I love this. I think this is great. Like because it also fits though with the lyrical content as well. Like it kind of all ties together
Yeah.
really nicely.
Yeah, like again, like this is very uncommon that we get all these different perspectives, not only lyrically, but also with the production too, because out of absolutely nowhere, you guys, this turns into like a rap song when Jovan starts doing his part. And then you remember like, oh wait, like this is a bunch of different parts that would be kind of like a big mismatched outfit, but it's worn by the person you really love. So
Exactly. Like I love it. It's like it's
adore it.
quirky. It's got like all the elements. Like and when you watch those Disney shows, there's always a girl in there who kind of has like a little quirky outfit. The song is like the
Mhm.
little quirky outfit of Junior this year.
It
And
is.
it suits
It's so
it's
much
every
character.
and that's what makes it stand out. It makes it unique for me too. It's
Mhm.
like there's nothing else like this.
It's just fun for the sake of being, and it's not even trying to be like dancey fun, you know, because a lot of
Yeah.
dancey fun is happening. This is more like, hey, you guys, you don't want to know something ridiculous? Ha!
Yeah,
And
I
then
love this
you
one.
literally just have a little kitsch like moment with it.
Now how can this be performed live?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's the only thing is like how can this be done live? We don't know. We'll find out.
We're gonna find out. I
I
guess we'll find out in
We'll see what
Yerevan.
happens.
Yeah.
Yep. Now would you stream this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And as a kid, would you like this? I mean, yeah, I would. If I haven't made it obvious, yes, I would stream this song. And
I
if I
would not
haven't
have
also
streamed
made
this
it
as
obvious,
a child.
yes,
My answer would have been
because
no for 10 years old,
yeah,
but
like this.
yes now.
Yeah, no. For me as a 10-year-old, I would have loved it because it
Mhm.
it feels like Disney Channel. And if there's one thing young me loved, it was Disney Channel. Not gonna lie. So from North Macedonia, we're gonna go over to our last song,
Mhm.
and that song is La Festa by Luna, who's representing the Netherlands.
Woo! One of the first songs that we had selected, you guys, Luna,
Yeah.
and she
Oh
was
my gosh, yeah.
the only soloist out of her national final. The rest were groups.
Yeah, that she went up on that stage all by herself and performed the heck out of the song and got the
Mhm.
ticket to Yerevan. So
Yes,
lyrical
she
content
did.
on this one.
So lyrical content, like first of all, props to you, Luna, for singing in 3 languages. in your
Yeah.
song.
I mean, that's the
literally
second
jump
year in a
into
row.
language.
Second
Mhm.
year in a row
It's about, oh, you're saying, sorry?
that I was saying it's the second year in a row that the Netherlands has decided 2 languages. No, I'll give you 3.
Yep, the third time.
Yep.
Mm.
Which was still
But
weird. I'm like,
lyrically, this is about a party. It's about a birthday party.
mm-hmm.
And if Luna's hosting, it's gonna be fun.
Yes. I don't really have
When she
much to
talks
say
about having a
about.
drink and
I don't have much to say about this lyrically because it's what it is. It's a song about a party.
Mhm. It's exactly what you'd expect, kind of, with the exception of the fact that she's trilingual.
Yeah, like I wish I had more to say about it lyrically, but Augusta Dominguez, my other winner is Luna in the Netherlands. Let's enjoy La Festa.
Festa. La, 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 la. And yeah, it's like catchy. Like you're singing the lyrics to this tune because it's just so incredibly catchy. And speaking of the tune,
Yeah.
production and genre.
Musically, it's giving me football chant.
I can see that. I can definitely see
It's
that.
World Cup time, and like this could fit in like Children's World Cup if that's a thing. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, like children's
but
FIFA.
Like, yeah, I don't know because I like in baseball they have like the Children's World Series, so I don't know if they have the same thing with soccer.
That makes sense actually. I've never seen it like that, but I am now like this would make a lot of sense as a football anthem.
Like it's got the sound. It sounds like a football anthem, and it works for the time of year. It works for what's happening because you always need like a football anthem-y kind of sounding song. And when it comes to these things, so,
Ale, ale, ale.
ale.
Like that's something that's quite Eurovision. You cannot go like a couple years without a really football-y song because I mean we eventually have to cater to the Straits like at some point or another during it. So let's give them their sports music, and you know what? Everyone loves it, including us. So
yeah,
very well done
works.
with
It
the
works
kind of genre
that.
that it is. Football.
And that makes
I would say that is actually the genre that I would put this in.
Yeah, I would say the same thing, and that's kind of what makes it stand out in the lineup. It's got that like chanty kind of football-y anthem lyrics anyone can sing along to. Yeah, no, I get that vibe 100%.
Okay, like I actually think my unique element would be the dance break. I think I said that for like the past one already, but I'm seeing a completely different shift over of what that dance break could be. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that, Luna.
Yeah, I mean, we can have a lot of fun with that dance break for sure. And then, would you stream this?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Good. It's refreshing.
I think you mentioned Ale Ola Ale. That's probably my most streamed Eurovision song of all time. Not gonna lie.
Dang.
We blast that song.
Ale Ola Ole. Jessie Matador is your most streamed Eurovision artist potentially.
You don't understand, like
so much right now.
That song is so good to blast in the car. That song is really good. So, like,
yeah, it is.
It's great at parties because, like, you have to realize, like, when I say parties, I mean like parties like where my stepdad's like put on something and everyone at the party is like a francophone, and you want to set people up and dancing. They dance to that. I'm not lying. Like 100%.
I'm getting a very like Senegalese environment here.
Yeah, it's a very.
That assumption.
Yeah, like it works for that sort of party.
Ale Ola Ole has like very strong like Afro beats, but the result of that is it sounds like football-y, like in the way that it was like reconstructed for Eurovision. This has kind of a similar like go-ness about it, you know?
Yeah, this is more like oh my gosh. There was a song. You remember Chumbawamba? I can't believe I'm gonna bring up like deep cut Chumbawamba songs. Chumbawamba from the 90s. The most famous song is Tub. Huh?
I was not around. Nope.
You don't know Tub Thumping? Okay. Well, for the people watching this, they might know Tub Thumping. Chumbawamba was like a British band. They were made up of anarcho. What was it? Socialist anarchist punks. Like they're pretty far left politically. Their most popular song was called Tub Thumping, and it's basically like lyrically it's kind of about going and having a great night, just partying, getting drunk as anything, but it also has like a chanty quality to it too. And they also have another song called Football's My Religion, which this makes me think of is that. So yeah, I'm going for deep cuts of a 90s one-hit wonder. In the US, I think in the UK they had 2 hits, maybe 3.
You hear that, Lona? You've been just compared to Chumbawamba.
You've just been compared to anarcho-punks who lived in a squat. So, hey,
I mean,
I've been learning
more
about.
than I've ever done in my life.
I've been learning about Dutch anarchy lately. So,
Ooh, I hope there's a Wikipedia for that.
There probably is. I don't know. I've been reading books. So yeah. Now, would you stream this?
Yeah.
Oh, we already said yes to that.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be performed live? Yes.
Yeah, I can. Absolutely.
Now, would you have streamed this as a child?
Maybe.
I would, 100%.
I would say 50-50 for me, because I didn't listen to a lot of exciting music as a kid.
I just feel like you listen to Whitney Houston and like Mariah Carey as a child. And
let's see, I listened to a lot of the Carpenters. I listened to a lot of ABBA's ballads. I listened to a lot of Tagalog covers of like Martina McBride, Tagalog covers of just a lot of American artists. Oh my goodness! Like let's see.
I need you to look up an album called "If I Was a Carpenter." It's an album of Carpenters covers by bands that you wouldn't expect. The Cranberries have a cover on there. I think I sent you the one by Shonen Knife.
Oh my gosh! So many people are on this.
It's a great album. I love that album. I'm not gonna lie. If you like the Carpenters, go look up that album. It's amazing. It's so good.
I have it up right now. I managed to look that up. But with that said, you guys, that was the stream.
Yep. So thank you so much for joining us again this week. It has been fun. We'll be back again next week. Hopefully my door will stay locked. And so if you enjoyed the video, stream, like, subscribe. We're going to have more junior songs next week. And also, we're going to have Festa artist. So
we are. Oh my goodness. I'm excited for that.
Next week is going to be pretty exciting, guys. Join us again, same time, and I hope you all have a great week. Don't forget to check out EurovisionFam.com, and bye.
Bye. We're going to see you next week.